Hi there. I quite often talk about the ego self and the higher self, and it can be a little bit confusing sometimes whether you are looking at a situation through your ego self, which is like your belief system, or whether you're actually looking at a situation through your higher self and more through your intuition. So there's a little exercise that you can do to help you distinguish, and by doing this exercise you can actually see within yourself how you are viewing things. So the first thing I want you to do is to think of the first person that comes into your mind that you have an issue with, someone who's triggered you in the past, someone you may feel hurt towards, somebody. There's just something about this person that they keep coming into your mind all the time. If they may be in your life still, or they may not be in your life, but there is something about them that they're, you still think about them and they still pop up into your thoughts. And with those thoughts comes an emotion. So when you think of that person, what do you feel? What are the emotions that come up? What are the thoughts that come up? So when you're looking at them, what thoughts are you focusing on that they hurt you? Are you focusing on that they're not a very nice person? Are you focusing on why have they come in? Why did they come into my life? Just what are those thoughts that you have towards that person? And it's the thoughts that come up instantly. It's not you have to think over and over and over. What is the first thought that comes up with that person that you're focusing on? And how does that thought make you feel? So if you had a feeling of anger towards somebody, maybe that's not sitting very well inside of you. If you had a feeling of jealousy, or you had feelings of blame, or something failed in some way, what is it that is stirred up within you when you think of that person? Because generally when you do that, when you think of somebody and you start projecting your thought towards them, it's usually your ego self, because it's something that happens a bit off the top of your head, like you're thinking of it quickly and not giving yourself time to really get into the whole situation on a deeper level. So now that you've thought of that person and you've thought of the emotions that come up, and what first makes you think, what words that you think of when you think of that person? So now I want you to, let's see if we can see this from a different perspective and see it from the higher self. So if you can be sitting down somewhere or laying down somewhere, and get yourself very, very relaxed. And just put some music on. Relax your breathing, slow your breathing down. So take notice of each breath that you inhale, as it's a deep breath, and as you exhale, your body just relaxes. Take a deep breath in and out again. And make your body feel as though it's sinking into the chair that you're sitting in. Your shoulders have dropped. Your chin is relaxed. Your feet and legs are very relaxed. Your arms are very relaxed. Your heartbeat has slowed right down. And your mind is empty of thought. You don't need to think about anything. All you're focusing on is your breathing and you being relaxed. Nothing else matters. And as you're breathing and relaxing into your body, I I want you to focus onto the area in the middle of your chest where your heart chakra is. Your heart chakra is green in colour. Close your eyes and imagine there is a ball of green energy sitting in your heart chakra. It's swirling with green colour and it feels so warm and it's loving and it's a really good feeling. As you imagine this ball and it's spinning, the energy is spinning, it's actually getting bigger. As it spins, it's growing and expanding, and it starts to radiate out of you. This is you at the source of love. This is you sending love out of your soul, and it engulfs you. Imagine the green, it's come out of you, but it's now going around your body, and you are covered in this bubble of just beautiful, green, loving, warm light. And it just feels so good. Nothing else matters. It's just basking in this feeling of love. And as you're sitting in this peaceful state, in your mind's eye, I want you to imagine that all you can see is fog. There is just fog everywhere. There's nothing else that's coming into your mind. Your mind is quiet. You're just observing all this fog around you like you're the only person there. And as you look ahead through the fog, the person that you were thinking about before, the one who you have issues with, is walking towards you through the fog. And as they get closer to you, you start to see them differently. You're just looking at them. There's no words spoken. You're just looking at them. And as you're looking at them, you start to see things about them that you never knew. You start to see what they worry about. You start to see the problems they have in their life. You start to see how they think about themselves. And it's so different. You'd never looked at them in this way before. And as you're looking at them, you start to feel compassion. Because what happened in their life for them to become who they became? It's the only way they know how to operate. They don't know how to see things the same way that you do. They've tried to learn, but their old ways keep coming back. And this greater understanding that you have for them now makes you see the whole situation in a totally different light. You understand what role you played in that engagement. You understand what value and lessons you got from that interaction. You can see now on a much deeper level why it all had to happen the way it happened. You got your valuable lessons. They got their valuable lessons. Your souls agreed for this interaction to bring growth to both of you. As they turn around to walk back into the fog, wish them well and thank them for what you were shown from your interaction with them. Thank you for what it taught me about myself. I wish you well on your journey. And let them go into the fog. And just breathe. Just stand there for a moment with yourself and see how compassionate you can be, how loving you can be, and how non-judgmental you can be. This is your higher self. This is how the higher self sees other people. And you can see how totally different it is from the ego, can't you? The ego was willing to judge, and the ego was willing to perceive something. Yet the higher self just wants to have compassion and love and understanding with no judgment. So, take a few more deep breaths. Start to feel your body again. Open your eyes. And can you now feel the difference? Can you feel the difference in how when you were thinking from the ego, the tension that was in your body and the thoughts that you were creating? And then when you went into your state of higher being, it didn't really matter. It wasn't as dramatic as what you thought it was. It was all just there as an experience which you've learnt from. That's all it is. So it's a good little exercise to do, and you can do it on a few times just with different people to understand, am I looking at them through my ego self and making a judgment? Or am I feeling understanding and compassion for what happened to them to get them to that point in their life where we are on totally different levels? Because it doesn't mean that they are wrong and you are right, or you are right and they are wrong. It doesn't have anything to do with right or wrong. It's just the level of awareness and understanding